You're listening to Language Casters Learning English Through Football podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to the show for all those who love the beautiful game of football and who want to improve their English language skills. My name is Damien and I am based in London where the weather is cold but bright, great weather to play and watch football. Indeed, I was playing five-a-side this morning and am a little sore at the moment. We have a podcast from a couple of years ago which looked at words and phrases while playing football which might be useful to those who are playing the game. Here's a little quiz question for you about one of these words, which I heard today. What does square mean when playing football? What does it mean if one of your teammates shouts this phrase? And we'll have the answer at the end of the show.
皆さんは languagecaster.com を聞いています。
Now, I wonder what the weather is like in Tokyo, Japan, where of course the other member of the Language Caster team, Damon, is based. We'll be hearing from Damon later on in the show when he gives us his predictions for some of the big games this weekend, including the Language Caster Derby.
Hola a todos, estáis escuchando languagecaster.com.
That message was in Spanish. We thought we'd include it this week as two Spanish-speaking sides have big wins this week. Vélez Sarsfield clinched the Argentinian title, their first title since 2013, and Real Madrid clinched the FIFA Intercontinental Cup after easily defeating Mexican side Pachuca 3-0 in Qatar. This was the 9th time that Real Madrid have won the World Club title. So congratulations to both those sides. Enhorabuena. So that stinger was in Spanish, and we'll be hearing some more languages throughout the show. Try and guess which ones they are. Don't worry, we'll give you the answers at the end of the show.
Tá tú a géisteacht le languagecaster.com.
Now, what else do we have on today's show? Well, we will look back at one of the League Cup quarter-final matches that took place in England this week between Tottenham and Manchester United. The game finished 4-3 to the host Tottenham in a game that had lots of attacking football, great goals, and lots of goalkeeping errors. And we'll be looking at some of the language to describe these goalkeeping errors or gaffes later on. We'll also take a look at the phrase used to describe scoring directly from a corner. And then we'll have this week's predictions, which see some big games from the Premier League, as well as the top of the table clash in Spain.
Bạn đang nghe languagecaster.com.
Goalkeeping gaffes. Has there been a worse performance from two goalkeepers in the same game ever? This was the question from the former Liverpool defender and current TV pundit Jamie Carragher after the quarter-final match between Tottenham and Manchester United, which saw 7 goals, 4 of which were due to goalkeeping errors. So, let's take a look at some of the language around these goalkeeping gaffes. Second choice keeper. This means that neither keeper who played in this game is the regular keeper for their club, but instead they are the second keeper or second choice keeper. Tottenham's first choice keeper, Vicario, is injured, while the Manchester United number 1, Onana, was rested for this cup competition, allowing United's second choice, Altay Bayindir, to play instead. Maybe having two second-choice keepers explained why there were so many errors in the game. To parry a shot. Tottenham's opening goal from Solanke came after the Manchester United keeper, Bayendia, could not hold Porro's shot, and he pushed the ball back out into the danger zone. This is known as parrying the shot, as the keeper is unable to catch the ball and has little control over where it will go. The parried ball fell to Solanke, who then smashed it home. It's always better for keepers to catch the ball from a shot, or if they can't do that, then they should push the ball away from the goal. To the sides would be much better. Caught on the ball. Tottenham were comfortably leading 3-0 midway through the second half when their keeper gave the ball away twice to bring United back into the game. First, Forster played a poor pass to his defender, which allowed United to score an easy tap-in. And then, a few moments later, he was caught on the ball by the United forward Ahmad. Forster received the ball from his defender, but took too long to control it, which allowed the United player to close him down and block the clearance. And this clearance went into the net. Two really bad mistakes with his feet from the keeper gave Manchester United hope of a comeback. These days, most keepers are very comfortable with the ball at their feet, but Fraser Forster is not so confident. So, Tottenham's plan of playing out from the back does not always work when he is in goal. Failed to punch clear. In the 88th minute, it was the United keeper's turn to make a goalkeeping gaffe when he was beaten directly from a corner. He could not punch the ball away from his goal. He failed to punch the ball away. He failed to punch the ball clear, allowing Tottenham to score again. Overall, a really poor night for the second choice goalkeepers, as they made some huge gaffes. They parried shots, failed to punch the ball clear, and were caught on the ball. Great fun for the neutral fan, but terrible for fans of those clubs.
Je luistert naar languagecaster.com.
Tottenham captain Son Heung-min scored the fourth goal for Spurs in the 88th minute, which helped his team to settle their nerves and prevent United from making a dramatic comeback. But what was really remarkable about this goal was that the Tottenham and South Korea captain scored directly from a corner. He curled the ball into the net straight from the corner kick. The ball bent into the top corner and over the Manchester United keeper. In English, we don't have a word or expression for this kind of goal, but in Spanish they use the phrase Gol Olimpico, as it seemed that one of the first players to score this type of goal was Cesario Onzari, who had played for Argentina against the Olympic champions Uruguay back in 1924. So in English, we would just say that a player has scored directly from a corner, but we can also now hear an increasing number of people using the Spanish phrase Gol Olimpico or just Olimpico. Do you have a word or phrase to describe this kind of goal in your language?
Vous écoutez languagecaster.com.
Right, next up is our predictions, and on this week's show we have John, a Hull City fan, giving us his predictions. He went for a Liverpool win at Tottenham and also saw Crystal Palace defeating Arsenal at home. He felt that Chelsea would be too good for Everton and that the big game in Spain would be a goal fest, a 3-3 cracker. Right, let's hear what Damon thinks about this weekend's matches.
Cheers, Damien. Hi, everyone. Okay, we've got some great games coming up this weekend. And here are my predictions. Let's start in the Premier League with a London derby, South versus North, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. I think Arsenal have hit their stride. are in good form and will win this quite easily 2-0. Next, we've got a Midlands team, Aston Villa, hosting the in crisis Manchester City. Usually this would be a tough game at Villa Park, but their home form this season has been a bit shaky. I'm going for a 2-1 away win for City. Now, Spain, Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, first versus second. And also there's the rivalry between the cities. Atletico have been in great form, and I think they will cause the leaders difficulties and hold them to a 1-1 draw. Let's return to the Premier League with the early Sunday game seeing Chelsea visit Merseyside and take on Everton. I can't see past a Chelsea win, although the Blues have a poor record at Goodison Park, Everton's ground. 2-0 to the Londoners. And finally, the Language Caster derby, my team Liverpool visiting Damien's Tottenham, another Merseyside team versus a London side. Tottenham will go into this game after a victory in the League Cup where they scored 4. They also let in 3, so I think Liverpool will score. Can the Reds keep Tottenham's forwards quiet? I think they can, and I think and hope this will be a 1-0 win for Liverpool. Last season's visit to Tottenham was not a happy one for Liverpool. 2 red cards and a perfectly okay goal disallowed. A little bit of revenge would be good. A win won't clinch the title, but it will keep Liverpool at the top of the league going into the Christmas and New Year fixtures. Those are my predictions. I wonder what Damien thinks. And how about you, listener?
Some interesting predictions there, Damon. I am not confident about this weekend's match, as we are missing 10 first-team players, including our centre-halves and goalkeeper, so probably expect more goalkeeping gaffes in this game. I would be happy with a draw, but think we might get well beaten. 3-1 or more to the visitors.
Hello, my name's John. I'm from Hull. I'm a Hull City fan. You're listening to languagecaster.com.
Right, it's nearly the end of the show, so here is a reminder that if you have any questions about the language of football or comments on the podcast, please contact us via email at admin@languagecaster.com. Also, come along to the website to check out the Football Language Forum, where you can ask and answer any questions you have on the language of football. And also visit our massive glossary of football vocabulary too. Just search for languagecaster.com. Most importantly, tell a friend about us, give us some likes, and follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Cheers!
지금 여러분은 languagecaster.com을 듣고 계십니다.
Thanks for that message, which was in Korean. I wonder if there is a word for Olimpico in Korean. We also heard some stingers in Vietnamese, Spanish, Dutch, Irish and French, and of course a message from a Hull City fan, and they are currently in the Championship, by the way, here in England. How many of those languages did you guess right? And here's the answer to the quiz question we asked at the start of the show about words and phrases we use while playing football. We asked what the meaning of square is. And this is what we said in our podcast from a couple of years ago. Square. This is what you say to a teammate when you are standing to their left or right, i.e. beside them, and you want them to pass to you. You can also say square it, where it means the ball. So well done if you knew that one. Listen out for the phrase square or square ball, and maybe let us know how this is said in another language that you know. Thanks everyone for listening today. We looked at some phrases around goalkeeping errors or gaffes, including second choice, failed to punch clear, and also caught on the ball. Let us know if you hear these expressions in any language during the next week of football. And don't forget, there's a transcript for this podcast with lots of vocabulary support for you, and you can read the transcript of this show while listening. Enjoy all the football this week, and we'll be back early next week with a new football language expression. Bye-bye.